Hey, welcome back guys. So today on this video, we're talking about Wells Fargo Bank, and more specifically, we're talking about overdraft fees with your Wells Fargo bank account. So let's go ahead and talk about this. First off, if you're not familiar with Wells Fargo Bank, it is one of the largest banking institutions in the US. It might even be the largest, but I'm not too sure about that. If you happen to know, be sure to leave a comment below. But again, today what we're talking about are overdraft fees, and a brief rundown on what those are. Basically, if you make a transaction with your Wells Fargo account, and you don't have enough money in your account to cover that transaction, then Wells Fargo Bank sometimes will cover that transaction to avoid any fees with that vendor on your part. However, Wells Fargo will then charge you an overdraft fee, and those can get pretty spendy. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So what happens with an overdraft? Here's an example. Let's say that you have $20 in your bank account currently, and then you have a monthly service through, let's say, a gym for $50 per month. When that gym goes to withdraw that money from your account and you're short by $30, usually before it would just be declined. Then that gym may end up charging you late fees or return fees, a lot of other different fees. So now Wells Fargo has overdraft services. So sometimes they will cover that additional amount. So in this case, $30 to the gym. And that way there's no issues with you and your gym. However, because Wells Fargo covered that, they do charge an overdraft fee. And as of right now, the overdraft fee for Wells Fargo is $35. So that's pretty spendy. And that $35 is per item. So you can easily tally up more than $100 in one day in overdraft fees. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're managing your banking account, because who likes to pay $35 overdraft fees to Wells Fargo, especially for something small like a $3.99 iPhone subscription fee. One exception to this is usually for monthly recurring charges or paper checks that go through your account. It doesn't typically cover any kind of debit card transaction fees. So for example, if you have that same $20 in your account and then you go to the store to buy a video game for $50, most of the time that transaction will be declined. Again, this is usually for paper checks that you've written out or monthly recurring charges, things like that. Now, if you did get a overdraft fee with Wells Fargo on your account for some reason, depending on the type of account that you have, you may want to go ahead and call customer service, because depending on the situation, sometimes they will credit that back to you. A lot of times they have a maximum amount of times that they can credit you. So just be aware of that when you call in, because when you're asking for a refund or a credit for an overdraft fee, a lot of times the customer service rep is probably not going to be too friendly with you, and they're not really willing to negotiate with those fees. So the best thing to do is just be sure to watch your account closely and manage that checking account to help avoid that. So in order to find the fee that Wells Fargo charges, you want to go to this webpage. It's called Overdraft Services on Wells Fargo. Be sure to check my video description. I'll try to leave a link that directly goes there. But at the time of this recording, they're saying that the fee is $35. But again, that can change at any time, especially since banking fees and policies do change from time to time. Hopefully you found that video useful. If so, click thumbs up, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks again for watching.